Hi, I'm Bill Nash, and I'm in the music room. And this first song I'm going to do is called New Mexico. I woke up one morning when I was living in Taos, and I had a voice in my head say, "Wow, you're still breathing." I thought that was weird. So I got my pen and my paper and my guitar, and I went out on the living room, looked out the picture window, and basically described everything I saw. It's called New Mexico. Every day I wake to find I'm still breathing. It always shocks me I'm still here. To take a waking breath again, it's very comforting. Another day, another sky so clear. Sun chokes are blooming everywhere. It's funny what a little rain can do. Jackrabbits and prairie dogs, they're quite a pair. And the hummers are all here too. It's a lovely morning, a great day to be alive. Trees are dancing in the wind. Lizards are making the cats cry. He's hoping for a glimpse of their Cheshire grins. It's a lovely morning in New Mexico. Birds are chirping and eating well. Sugar water is all ready to go. It's a wonderful place to dwell. Oh, it's a wonderful place to dwell. Oh, autumn will return on some near future date. The elk come down to blare their trumpets. They come each year to find their mates, and it's almost like they use a compass. With the winter snow, it gets quiet as a mouse, and the star canopy at night shows everything. We'll stay inside our comfortable house, drink our coffee and hold on for spring. It's a lovely morning, a great day to be alive. Trees are dancing in the wind. The lizards are making my cats cry. He's hoping for a glimpse of their Cheshire grins. It's a lovely morning in New Mexico. Birds are chirping and eating well. Sugar water is all ready to go. It's a wonderful place to dwell. Oh, it's a wonderful place to dwell. Oh, it's a wonderful place we dwell. Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Water.
Wow. Great song, Bill.
Did you get some visuals in that one?
I mean, you
Couple?
just painted a picture for us, no doubt. That was awesome. And welcome back. It's been way too long, and we are so glad you're here.
Moved out of town, moved out of state, a couple of years, couple of states,
That's right.
and now I'm back.
The next song that you have is Spilled a Little Blood.
Yeah.
Tell us about that song.
Well, my grandmother lived to 98 years old. My grandfather died when he was in his 80s. But he worked basically 50 years in a steel mill in Illinois for all of those years. And I told her before she passed away, I said, I'm going to write a song about Grandpa. But every time I started writing, I started writing about pirates for some reason. My grandfather was not a pirate.
Right.
And so she passed away about 2011. She made 98.
Wow.
And she was a matriarch. She's the one that built the quilt that the quilt song is about.
Okay.
Which I'm not doing tonight, actually. Why did I bring that up? Anyway, this is called Spilled a Little Blood. The man fixed everything that he owned with a pipe wrench. My grandpa worked the steel mills of northern Illinois. Phoenix Steel Company till he retired from his employ. 47 years he'd go to work early in the morn. He'd bend horseshoes all day till the sound of the horn. Then he'd come home to Grandma, but first to take a shower, to remove the grime and the grit of a day's work in an hour. Then he'd work out in the field till the sun set in the west. He'd tend the garden to bring the food to the table to be blessed. Grandpa was a quiet man, he never had a lot to say. A pipe wrench in his hand, he'd work on the car in the driveway. Sometimes he would curse expletives in a flood. And he only felt the job was done if he spilled a little blood. Grandpa never learned how to read or write in school, but he did things his own way, always followed the golden rule. But a wiser man you never meet in your time on this earth. He knew how to fix things from the moment of his birth. Now I learned how to use a saw and a hammer and a nail. I watched him and my dad build our house to every detail. They spent all their free time to get the house just right, to have a place for the boys and the girls to sleep at night. Grandpa was a quiet man, he never had a lot to say. A pipe wrench in his hand, he'd work on the car in the driveway. Sometimes he would curse expletives in a flood. And he only felt the job was done if he spilled a little blood. Now as a young man, I never learned how to swear, but I heard a bunch from Grandpa, all that he could spare. And I use them sometimes, just hoping against hope I would not get my mouth washed out with Mom's ivory soap. Grandpa was a quiet man, he never had a lot to say. A pipe wrench in his hand, he'd work on the car in the driveway. Sometimes he would curse expletives in a flood. And he only felt the job was done if he spilled a little blood. Yeah, he only felt the job was done if he spilled a little blood. Thank you.
I like that.
You can get a picture of how he was.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He'd bang his hand on the oil filter with the pipe wrench, and he'd start bleeding in his fingers. And
bleeding and cussing and everything. But he was real.
He was real.
Yeah. The next song you have is Taos Mountain, another New Mexico inspired song, I guess.
This actually is one of the first songs that Susan wrote, my girlfriend.
Okay. Yeah, we probably need to mention
should talk about her.
These songs have been co-written.
5 of them.
5 of them.
Right. The rest are
by
mine.
Susan.
Susan, we met at a Tom Persado Rao show in Richardson, Texas, at a bar, and she had her on his arm, walked over to me and said, "Bill, this is Susan, and she's a poet, and she was wondering if she could be a songwriter." And I thought of you. So he handed her off to me. And I ignored her most of the set because I was waiting. Tom always called me up to sing with him.
Right.
And came back at the break, and finally we started talking, exchanged emails, and pretty soon we were on the high road everywhere.
That's great.
So, but this is one of her songs called Taos Mountain. She held him in a painter's lights, full of promise, shiny bright. She knew of all the gifts he had. None quite touched her like the music had. She thought of him the most at daybreak, when the sun shines through the aspen trees, as she's gazing back across the river. He's the empty space a shadow leaves. Let the wind blow all the snow. Let the wind blow all the snow. Let the wind blow all the snow off Taos Mountain. Soon with the coming of the spring, gone like footprints in a stream, down the dirt road in the high desert. She knows there's no other place he'd rather be. A song he left behind is now a whisper in the river where the horses drink. An imprint of a hand upon a window, a cup left behind in an empty sink. Let the wind blow all the snow. Let the wind blow all the snow. Let the wind blow all the snow off Taos Mountain. Sometimes we think our hearts half empty. Nights we feel the heavy full moon's pull. Remember, our thoughts may be deceiving, for it's really our heart that's full. Snow. Let the wind blow all the snow. Let the wind blow all the snow off Taos Mountain.
So the poet can write songs.
She can. Well, I had to tweak a few things, but
Yeah.
poetry is a little different.
It is.
you know.
It is. Yeah.
So I had to do what I had to do.
Well, I will say that based on what I've seen, Susan Miles has been very good for you. You've been good for each other, and you've created some really wonderful stuff.
She actually, when I work with her words, her lyrics, I found that some of the songs coming out of me from my songs are
Yeah.
better than they've ever been.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, it's her fault.
Great partnership.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And we just happen to live together, and we're never marrying each other because we're done with marriage.
Okay.
Had enough of that.
Hey,
We're too old for that.
if it's not broken, don't fix it,
I
right?
believe that's true. I believe that's true.
The next song you have is On the Wings of Geese.
Okay, this one's going to bring a little change. This is another one of Susan's lyrics. I think I added about maybe 10% to this song.
And for our listening audience, Bill has this thing with capos, and I'll let him tell you about it.
Basically, it's because I've been dealing with MS for 35 years. My left side is weak. I played the guitar for 56 years now, and basically when I'm overheated, I cannot play with my left hand. So I have to figure ways out of making 1 and 2 finger chords instead of 3 and 4 finger chords. And I do it with altered tunings and with these little 3-string capos that you'll see a little bit later. This particular song, Susan noticed immediately when we lived in Loveland, Colorado. There was a flock of about 300 geese that flew over our house every day.
Oh, wow.
And I fell in love with them. I tried to catch them on video. I did everything I could. They were very elusive. Mm-hmm. But I got maybe 10 minutes worth of video off them. I just finished a video that's up on YouTube now called On the Wings of Geese.
Oh, okay.
And it's mostly geese flying and this and that. But she saw how much I loved what I was seeing, and she wrote this song. And it's called On the Wings of Geese. A flock of geese flies in a V formation, high above my home throughout the day. I sometimes wish that I could join them, but I'm here on the ground with feet of clay. Sometimes we don't stay the same forever. Things happen and can change us where we stand. If we're lucky with our lot, our hearts get bigger, and we learn to grow and thrive right where we land. On the wings of geese my soul leaves my window, and I'm perfect as I once was long ago. There's no limit to this body or its shackles, for I am flying on the wings of geese I go. When I see those geese above me in a blue sky, I wonder where they've been and where they'll go. When the winds bring the bitter cold of winter, they fly to places I will never know. I know a woman who is living in a wheelchair. She did all the things an active person does. The sickness came and took away her power, and everything she ever thought she was. But on moonlit nights her soul leaves her window, and she's graceful as she once was long ago. There's no limit to this body or its shackles, for she is flying on the wings of geese she goes. There are those who know our bodies don't define us. It's what's inside that makes us who we are. For when we carry love along this journey, although earthbound we will have traveled far. And this story finds me joining many others as my body struggles just to walk or stand. But in my dreams I'm moving like I once was, and I'm looking for that one last place to land. And on frosty nights my soul leaves my window, and I'm just as I was once long ago. There's no limit to this body or its shackles, for I am flying on the wings of geese I go. There's no limit to this body or its shackles, for I am flying on the wings of geese I go.
Beautiful.
Thanks. I'm keeping her.
Yeah, I would too.
Really nice song.
Thanks.
Very nice. Your next song is It's Gonna Be a Train.
It's gonna be a train. This one I may not remember the words on.
I'll pull them on
I'm
up
gonna
there.
look it up. I'm gonna look them up.
Yeah.
And I've got them pretty well set, I think.
We all need a net every now and then.
Oh my God, and I'm 67 years old. Hello. It happens even more so now than ever before.
No,
I
you just
hate
got to
it.
say, I've written so many damn good songs that my brain is going to explode. It's so full. I just got to make sure it's right.
You know, that would be a nice thing to say, but it's like, maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, need my glasses here to see this if I screw up. I always loved Steve Goodman, and I always loved City of New Orleans, and I always wanted to write a train song.
Yeah.
So I finally wrote a train song, and of course it'll never touch City of New Orleans, but it's kind of fun. And I do love trains, and I think you'll get the idea. It's
Okay.
called It's Gonna Be a Train. Some folks drive their cars to get away. They might go far, but it'll take a few days. It takes a while to get around. Coffee helps bring you to that town. My first choice will always be a train. When some people run from life, they take a boat. They only get their kicks when they're afloat. But a monsoon can bring vacation pain, swept away by a hurricane. My first choice will always be a train. It's gonna be a train. The best way to get around is gonna be a train. The nicest folks in town, gourmet food in the dining car. The conductor says we're gonna go far. My first choice will always be a train. Now some people take a plane to get out of town, the fastest way of all to get around. But I find flying in the air inane. Too much speed drives me insane. I guess I love all the trains. It's gonna be a train. It's the best way to get around. It's gonna be a train. The nicest folks in town, gourmet food in the dining car. The conductor says we're gonna go far. My first choice will always be a train. Now I have a friend who doesn't like to fly. When he gets up in the air, he says, oh my, I knew I shouldn't get on this plane. I doubt my dinner will remain. Guess I should have taken a train. You should have taken a train. It's the best way to get around. You should have taken a train. The nicest folks in town, gourmet food in the dining car. The conductor says we're gonna go far. My first choice will always be a train. Sitting in the observation car, the conductor says, I don't know where we are. My first choice will always be a train. Yeah, my first choice will always be a train. Woo!
All right. You'd love it over in England. That's how you get around.
I wish
over
we
there.
had that kind of a rail system in this
It would be
country.
nice.
Wouldn't
It would be nice. Your next song that you have is May Rose. Tell
Okay.
us about the writing of that.
May Rose.
Is this a co-write with Susan? Or?
This is a Susan song.
Okay.
She I can take these off now, I guess. She came. We knew each other about a month, maybe a month and a half, and she flew into Chicago, where my parents live. My mom's left now. My dad died a few years ago, but she flew in. I picked her up at Midway in Chicago and brought her back, and my mom. They bonded immediately.
Oh, good.
And my mom's got like 3,000 photo albums, if not more, and loves to bring them out and show everybody what she's got.
Of course.
So they were bonding on the chair. I was taking pictures of them. I got some really cute shots, and at one point or another, she disappeared. I couldn't find her anywhere in the house. It's not a very big house. And I found her finally in the bedroom where my dad used to sleep in those last few years of his life. He was dealing with dementia. And she had 5 pieces of paper on her lap and writing furiously. And I picked it up and looked at it, and she said, "What do you think?" And I said, "This is a waltz. This is a waltz." Anyway, the song is called May Rose. Turns out the song's more about my dad than it is about my mom, because that's what was on my mom's mind, because he'd just about a year gone by then.
Right.
So it's called May Rose. She lays his shirt down on his pillow every night before she climbs into their bed. She listens and remembers in the darkness, recalling all the words he ever said. A house full of blessings and memories, mountain portraits painted on the wall, photo albums filled to overbrimming, anniversaries remembered in the fall. Arms embraced and overflowing, kind words he always spoke, love grows. Looking down on Chicago as it's snowing, still holds his true love, May Rose. Listen in the stillness, we still hear him, in a voice full of softness and so sweet. His warm house reveals his presence, gathered round the table's empty seat. 24 red roses in a bouquet, 5 children in a future down the road. I love you, I always have, I always will. His final whisper for May Rose. Arms embraced and overflowing, kind words he always spoke, love grows. Looking down on Chicago as it's snowing, still holds his true love, May Rose. He left us here to find our own way, taught us everything we know. She stays right here each and every day, in case we need his light to show. arms embraced and overflowing. Kind words he always spoke, love grows. Looking down on Chicago as it's snowing, still holds his true love, May Rose. Looking down on Chicago as it's snowing, still holds his true love, May Rose.
What a sweet tribute. And gosh, for her just meeting her and being able to run off and write that like she'd known them forever.
Yeah. Well,
Amazing.
my mom's like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the kind that, matter of fact, the two of them, my dad and my mom, my dad was known far and wide by all of my cousins as their favorite uncle.
Aw.
And my mom was always the one that the kids came to.
Yeah.
And the grandkids and the great-grandkids came to.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
93 now, so she's still around. She's still
yeah.
with us.
Wow, that's great. Paths Not Taken. Tell us about that song.
This song I wrote sitting at my mom's kitchen table, dining room table. And this is the evidence of a song that happened only because I had the COVID thing hit and we all isolated, and I got to play my guitar 5 to 7 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
And all of my standard tuning chops came back, and a few more. I wrote this song for no particular reason other than I stole this lick from an Eva Cassidy record. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm using that. And it's got a lot of words in it. It's either a 10-bar or a 14-bar blues. I'm not sure which it really is. But don't worry about me passing out while I'm doing the song.
Okay.
I have a tremendous lung capacity. There's a lot of word. Well, my feet have started moving. I don't want to pay my dues. I gotta get down the highway. I don't want to sing the blues. Got problems with my age and I no longer can refuse. It's time to run from hecklers who think they know what I should choose. I'd like to sit on a white sand beach and watch the world go by, or high up on a mountaintop with nature in my eye. I want to live in the sunshine, puffy clouds rolling by, with all the sky blue atmosphere I can find before I die. 'Cause paths not taken are paths lost. There's no reckoning the final cost. Who knows which choice will make it right for all the things we choose to do tonight. Well, I always miss the mark on the high road to the future. There are no second chances by any way I can measure. Am I asking too much for the universe to deliver a few moments of solitude for this cheapskate beginner? So I guess I'll keep on moving, letting mystery take the lead. Continue to pay the piper as much as he may need. Start tilling up the garden and then planting every seed. You never know how many lost souls you may be able to feed. 'Cause paths not taken are paths lost. There's no reckoning the final cost. Who knows which choice will make it right for all the things we choose to do tonight. Now that piper keeps hounding me, he's trying to keep me under his spell. I never knew I was such a prize, but he keeps ringing my bell. I've given all I got to give to make him let me be, but he never stops chasing after, no matter how I try to make him see. The paths not taken are paths lost. There is no reckoning the final cost. Who knows which choice will make it right for all the things we choose to do tonight. A fun little song.
I like it. Very nice. Before we get into the next few songs, Bill, why don't you let our listening audience know where they can find you on the World Wide Web and get your music and all that?
Yeah. My newest website, we all have more than one website, don't we? Maybe not. My newest website is billnashmusic.net, because billnashmusic.com would have cost me about $4,500.
Oh, good grief.
Because somebody sucked it up.
Mm-hmm.
But billnashmusic.net. All of my songs are up on the site, and so you can hear any one you want. We don't try to make a living at this hardly anymore because there's no living to make. And my Taylor Swift days are over. It's okay. I love Taylor Swift, but I'm not going to be here.
No.
And also you can find a bunch of videos of mine out on Camp Nashville on YouTube. Camp Nashville, not Bill with a V, but
Right.
B with the Bill. That's the name of my camp at Kerrville. There used to be a Camp Nashville about 3 sites away from me, and they disintegrated about 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going on my 30th year.
Yay!
Anyway, it's I'm very highly accessible. I'm on Facebook. My Facebook page is hit by a lot of people, and that's where they usually find me.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Facebook. My Facebook name is facebook.com/Putsiecat, Putsiecet.
Okay.
That is the 17-and-a-half-year-old cat that I used to have, who I named my record company after.
I love
Her
it.
name is Putsy. What's on the
The
agenda?
next song is Puff of Smoke.
Okay, this is another one of Susan's. You'll find that there's a lot of New Mexico southwestern feel in a lot of the songs she writes. She, as a matter of fact, I'm shocked that we had, even because we lost our well in Taos. Mm-hmm. She loved Taos, and she loved that house.
Yeah.
And when she said, "I'm going to put the house up on the market," my jaw dropped. I was like, "What?" But for 6 months, we had no water.
Yeah, that's tough to live
It was a real hard thing to deal with.
Yeah.
Anyway, she wrote this song, and like I said earlier to you guys, when I first started working on this song, I was doing this little thing like this. She come out of the bedroom and she said, "It's not horse with no name." So I changed it, and this is called Puff of Smoke. Let's see. My footprints fall where yours fell, more than 100 years ago. One day they'll all be covered beneath a new fallen snow. Many years before us, and long after man's no more, haunted by hollow drum beats of those who've gone before. Campfire flames reflected upon a Mustang's face, sound of rumbling hoofbeats gone without a trace, cries and haunting sorrows all carried on the wind. In the pine trees you can hear them, for the halls of time can't mend. Smoke on the prairie speaks of times long ago, drifting through the desert. There's wisdom in the stone. smoke and fire ash, along with words we spoke. We bury all our memories, they're gone in a puff of smoke. Dark nights at day's end, sunrise a new day begins. 100 years, 1,000 fires, time's ashes on the wind. Pinon wood smoke lingers, though a puff of smoke won't last. Footprints in a snowstorm, reaching back to days long past. The mountain told the secrets the desert trails won't tell. Yeah. Memories drift through the pinon where all the shadows fell. Walking with ghosts in graveyards, years float by like fallen leaves. For the times we don't remember, sometimes mankind grieves. Smoke on the prairie speaks of times long ago. Drifting through the desert, there's a wisdom in the stone. Sage, smoke and fire ash, along with words we spoke. We bury all our memories, they're gone in a puff of smoke.
Get you some water there before
Yeah.
we...
It's dry in here. It was drier in Taos, by the way.
I was about to say. And Colorado, oh my gosh.
Pretty dry.
Yeah.
Today's the first day we hadn't had 8 of them in the morning.
I know. I saw 80 degrees today. What the heck
Yeah.
is that all about?
I know.
What's on that
Your
list
next
now?
song is It's a Mystery to Me.
Okay, this one.
Is this a Bill and Susan or just a Bill?
This is a bill.
Bill, okay.
I won't tell you who it's about because it's not really worth it. This is the example of what I do with capos and tunings. This tuning is called Hawaiian Slack Key. It sounds like that. A lot of one-finger chords come out of it. I put this full capo down on my first fret. I teach this, by the way, across the country at song schools, Kerrville, Rocky Mountain Folks Festival. I've been teaching since I was 18 years old, which was a long, long time ago. And what this does for me is it builds me a clean palette. There's no thirds in there. There's no major, no minor, no gender, as I like to say. It will be in tune. Okay. This is called It's a Mystery to Me. It's a mystery to me to be strangers after being best of friends. How can it be to love so long and then never speak again? We spent every night together, through the laughter and the tears. We stayed through stormy weather, stayed together all those years. this love would always be near. It's a mystery to me as the years roll by. I still think of you. Now it seems I relive good times and the bad all fade from view. Soul kisses I remember, hearts tethered on a string. We met in a November, but in our souls it felt like spring. Oh, what the days ahead might bring. My dreams haunt me, they leave only wisps of you. These dreams send me back to places we once knew. What's a dreamer left to do? It's a mystery to me how time heals a heart simply by passing by. Now I see the healing leaves scars, but love stays eternally. Maybe in the future, when you dream about our past, you'll see the love I hold is still tender. Then you'll know that it will last. You can rest assured of that. It's a mystery to me. It's a mystery to me.
Yeah.
Thanks. That was a trial.
You got one more to go.
Okay.
Here today, still here tomorrow.
Okay, this song came out from a prompt at the Southwest Regional Folk Alliance.
Oh, okay.
Dallas Allen hands out these things out of a glass bottle, and you pick it up and you read it and you say, oh my God, I can write a song or I can't write a song. Mm-hmm. And I'm no good at that. Usually it takes me months before I really get something I like. Mm-hmm. But this prompt was so good that I had to do it. Right. And unfortunately, it was during COVID. So we were on Zoom that year. Oh. And I did write it in 2 days, played it at the Sunday brunch, except for the fact that nobody was there. And when I played it, I told them, I said, I have a friend here sitting on the couch across from me in Taos, and he's a world-class saw player. World-class saw player. I have to get a little more moisture.
Sure.
And he is going to play a break near the end of this song, and you'll get to hear him. This is called Here Today, Still Here Tomorrow. Here we go. James Goodall to the left, I got my Larrivee on the right. Tom knows old Taylor on the couch, 6 more on the rack within my sight. Each one set to a different tuning, so I can reach for the one. The right guitar for the right moment, all I see is fun, fun, fun. You ask me if I'm happy in retirement, I bring up a smile so slow. I plan on being here a mighty long time, here today, still here tomorrow. Where's my second 3-string capo? It works so well in Dig-It-A-Gad. With a full capo on the first fret, They become my favorite comrades. If it wasn't for these versatile friends of mine, my life would be a sorrier sight. They help me fill in a lot of time, making every day so bright. You ask me if I'm happy in retirement, I bring up a smile so slow. I plan on being here a mighty long time, here today, still here tomorrow. Oh, they say when you retire, still do the things you love so you don't waste your time away. You'll change your mind to mush when you know you got so much more to say. So pick down the words, pick up a guitar, build yourself a masterpiece. You never know what's gonna happen next. It's my favorite way to be released. Ask me if I'm happy in retirement, I bring up a smile so slow. I plan on being here a mighty long time, here today, still here tomorrow. Oh, here today, still here tomorrow. Take it home, buddy.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, Bill, it has just been wonderful having you here this evening. It's been way too long, and we're going to get to the interview portion here shortly. Facebook won't be privy to that. They'll have to go to YouTube to watch it. But I do want to thank our studio audience tonight. Want to thank our photographers, Bruce Davis and Gene Moore, and Randy back there for being on the board. And to everybody out there, keep tuning in. You are in the music room.